Sadnam Namaste. So we're heading into a very important time this year in 2016. We're heading into the eclipse season. So we're heading into a solar eclipse on March 8th. And eclipses set the tone, they set the stage for the next 6 months. So if you've been frustrated with how slow things have been moving for you, you need not worry. It's like we've been driving in a little beat up Pinto, you know, going about 20 miles an hour. And then the eclipse comes along and we're put in a rocket ship. So it's going to take you where you need to go very, very quickly. And so what is it about? It's about letting go. It's about letting go that's no longer serving you so that you can really make room for where you need to evolve. So the key words for the neutrino stream, right, the invisible intelligence field that's guiding everything, the evolution of humanity. The key words are impatience and dishonor. Okay? So it's really about letting go of where we feel victimized. So you can feel victimized in a lot of areas in your life, but I want to focus on time, feeling victimized by time. So the more identified with the ego you are, the more you will feel victimized by time. So what does it look like to be victimized by time? Well, any victim patterns, another word for a victim pattern is shadow patterns. And shadow patterns or programs are rooted in fear, number one. And number two, there's usually a scarcity program at work too. So there's a belief in the lack of time. There's not enough time. And you can see this with salesmen, right? Salesmen create this sense of urgency. 24 hours, you got to buy tonight, this is your last chance. And what it does is it creates this urgency, creating a pressure for people to go and act, to buy. So it's the ego that is fearful of time running out, because the ego knows it's limited. Tick, tick, tick. Right? Every tick of that clock brings the ego closer to its demise, which is physical death. So this is the root of impatience, is feeling victimized by time. And when we do this, we dishonor ourselves. And what does dishonor mean? It means forgetting the truth that our actions have any effect on other people. So practically, what does this look like? Well, it's becoming angry and frustrated with that driver that's driving really slow in front of you. That elderly person that's counting out their change to pay for their groceries in front of you. Becoming impatient with someone's communication. Come on, let's get on with it, get on with it. Cutting them off in mid-sentence. These are small ways in which we dishonor ourselves. Okay, so we're dishonoring another person, but in reality we're dishonoring ourselves, because the ego will never tell you, ever tell you that what you do to another person, that you're actually doing that to yourself. So this new moon cycle, you're going to see all the ways in which you dishonor yourself, in which you treat yourself with cruelty, in the ways that you treat yourself with disrespect. And it's not a moralistic thing. It's not like, you know, there's a handbook that comes with how you dishonor yourself. You will know inside. Because every time you dishonor yourself, there's a small part of you that cries inside, because you're walking away from your source, right? You're moving into the darkness with the ego, into the world of illusion and delusion. And where you feel a sense of urgency and fear, like I have to act now, I have to do something now, that's showing you where the ego attachment is in your life. So wherever that is. So if you're feeling impatient about your financial situation, impatient about your living situation, or your health situation or your relationships situation is showing you where you feel this urgency, sense of urgency, that's where to let go. That's where you need to let go of control. So imagine in this moment that you were given a magic pill where you could become immortal, like live forever. How would that change your behavior? I don't think you would be angry at a slow driver in front of you. I don't think you'd be angry at that person taking their time communicating with you, because it would be like, well, what's the point? What am I rushing to? This is the ego, right? It has you rushing from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, and keeping you distracted from what's real. Well, the truth is you are immortal. You are a timeless spiritual being that was never born, that will never die. Yes, this physical body will die. Yes, the ego will die. But you as this timeless being will not die. So in fact, you are immortal. So this is about a knowingness. This is not about a mental concept. Your mind does not understand this at all, but your soul does. And what comes with this? What comes with this knowingness of the truth? Infinite patience. Why would it not come with infinite patience? And with infinite patience for yourself, for your fellow man, for the evolutionary process on this planet, also comes with grace. And grace is beyond time and space. The power of grace is what's really running everything in this planet. And you don't even have to ask for grace. You don't have to you're not a beggar. Religious conditioning teaches you that you're a beggar, that you're broken, that you're a sinner, that you don't deserve, that you've got to prove yourself to God. And it's all BS. It's not true. You don't have to prove yourself to God. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. It's about receiving what's already here, right? So you don't beg. You just receive this power of grace. You don't have to struggle and strain and work so hard on this planet. This is what the ego has you do, exhausting you of your energy. And when your energy goes down, your awareness diminishes and you can't see the truth, right? You're only seeing through the ego's eyes. So the truth is we were given time to realize the self, the capital S self, your true nature. And when you come into this knowingness of who you are, who you really are in power, time disappears. And what remains is the present moment, because that's all that's real and true. Okay, so your mind is not going to understand this. Your ego will not understand this because the ego lives in time. But your soul knows. And that's who I'm talking to. I'm not talking to your ego or your mind. I'm talking to your soul and reminding you of who you really are. So this month, this next cycle is very important. Let go of this belief that you are a victim of time. Okay? And when you do this, you're going to let go of all these behaviors that dishonor the truth of who you really are. And you'll stop siding with the ego. So when you feel this sense of urgency, just know these are the places in my life I need to let go. Right? These are the places that I really need to receive grace, right? Let grace into my life, enter my life, and to feel supported by life. Relax into this body, relax into this vehicle, and trust that grace is taking care of everything in your life. Every little tiny creature, all the little plants, the rocks, the worms, the birds, everything is taken care of. This is not the time to listen to your ego and to worry and stress about survival. That is covered. Let it go. Your job on this planet now is to realize yourself. And when you do this, the infinite patience flowers up, right? And this is where you become to honor yourself and then honor all your fellow human beings on this planet. So this is a time to surrender like you've never surrendered before. This is a time to receive. Receive grace that's already here. This is a time to let go of control. It's time to be who you really are. Right? You've come on this planet for a reason, so be it. So this new moon cycle, make the commitment to bring patience to yourself. Patience with any mistakes that you seem to be making. Patience with your progress. Patience with your healing journey. Patience with the knowingness that you're exactly where you're supposed to be in this very moment. And patience with the voice of your soul. It's the ego's voice that comes up first and foremost and loudest and strongest. That's not the voice you want to listen to. The voice beneath that, if you have the patience to let the ego ramble, and it will disappear if you don't give it any attention, then the voice of your soul comes up. And that voice is not about separation. That voice is not about creating fear. That voice is about unity. It's about harmony. It's about love. That's how you know that it's the voice of your soul. But you need to be patient, right? To listen to it. And also to extend patience to your fellow man. Right? So we're going to see a lot of this impatience this month. It doesn't mean that you need to meet impatience with impatience. Be patient with people. Right? Like, go into that space of I'm immortal. There's nothing to run to. There's nowhere to go. There's just now in this moment. Okay, so please share this video with anyone in your life that's going through struggles or needs to listen to a message like this. And also I've linked up a meditation, a Kundalini Yoga meditation, specifically for the solar eclipse. Okay, Sat Nam.